Hello, in this Bootstrap video I am gonna show you the spacing utility. So the spacing utility allows you to add basically spacing using the margin or padding CSS feature using built-in Bootstrap classes. So to implement it, it is really simple. What I will do is provide a link to this in the description, which shows you all of the different features available for the spacing utilities. So you have M for margin, P for padding. You can also select if you want it to be the top, bottom, left or right, or X for both left and right, or Y for both top and bottom. It ranges between 0 and 1, and there's the calculation of what the actual spacing is. And for you can also set the classes to auto. So there's an example here. I will show it more in depth in a second. And you can also do something called a grid gap and a negative margin as well, and horizontal centering, so feel free to check them out. You can also target a particular screen size, which again I will show you. Okay, so we have this little column 12, and I'll just put a background color of red just so you can see what is happening relative to its content. Because if it's so white, it's kind of hard to see if something moves slightly. If I put a div, and I'm just going to put the text hello world, so this is what it looks like without any spacing utility added to it. By default there's a bit of spacing, but that's to do with like the col-12 rows, that sort of stuff. And if I add a class of M, so that's we're affecting the margin. L, we're adding margin to the left of it. For -5, we're doing the maximum margin there is. So if I reload, it has moved across. So if I inspect the element and I go over, if I hover over here, as you can see, we have some margin left. If I was to untick that, this is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like with the margin left. So let me show you what we can do with padding. So if I was to add another div, and let's call this padding text, and in this case I'm going to reload. This is what it looks like without any spacing utility added. If I add a class of P, so padding dash XXL, so we're going to say that only apply this padding on extra large screen sizes, and -5. Now if I reload, we get padding that's being applied to the left, the top, the right and the bottom, because we did not specify specifically that we wanted it to be left to right. If we wanted left only, we could just do something like that, or T for top, that sort of stuff. But if we go back, if I resize so it goes just below extra large, as you can see the padding has now disappeared. You can obviously add separate padding utility classes and margin utility classes for different breakpoints, so feel free to experiment. Really simple. If you have any questions, feel free to pop me a message, and as usual I look forward to seeing you in the next video.